Now let us go for the zeroth law of thermodynamics. See, what does this zeroth law of thermodynamics say? Now suppose, let me consider there are three objects A, B and C like this. See, suppose A is in thermal equilibrium with C and B is in thermal equilibrium with C. Then A and B are also said to be in thermal equilibrium. See, try to remember that we are talking majorly here about thermal equilibrium, not thermodynamic equilibrium. So when it comes to zeroth law of thermodynamics, we majorly concentrate on this thermal equilibrium. So when two bodies or two systems are in thermal equilibrium with a third body or third system, then all these three bodies are said to be in thermal equilibrium. That means the temperature of all these three systems or three bodies will remain same. See, from zeroth law of thermodynamics, we derive the concept of temperature. See, from each law of thermodynamics, we will get a particular concept. So when it comes to zeroth law, it is the concept of temperature. From the first law of thermodynamics, we derive the concept of internal energy. From the second law of thermodynamics, we derive the concept of entropy. Whereas from the third law of thermodynamics, we discuss about absolute zero of entropy. So from each law of thermodynamics, we will be getting a different property or condition. So try to remember this. Now, as we are considering that zeroth law of thermodynamics majorly talks about temperature, we need to know what are the temperature measuring instruments. See, there are different types of temperature measuring instruments. What we usually see is a mercury in glass thermometer. So that is what we see in the day-to-day life. So let us take the instrument, and how do we measure temperature in that instrument? So what is the thermometric property by which we are measuring temperature? We need to understand. See, the first classification what we can take is liquid in glass thermometer. So this liquid in glass thermometer, we can use mercury thermometers that we usually see and alcohol thermometers. So ethyl alcohol or pentane we will use in these thermometers. See, as alcohol and pentane, these doesn't have a particular color, we will use a dye which is not changing the properties of this, and based on that we will be studying. Now the thermometric property by which we measure the temperature here is the height of the liquid column. So based on the height of the liquid column, we will be measuring the temperature. See, temperature is an indirect measurement. We can't directly measure the temperature. See, based on the height of the liquid column, there will be some calibration. Suppose if there is 1 centimeter rise, that is equal to some 5 degrees centigrade rise in temperature. Like that, there will be some calibration or scaling. So based on that, we will be able to get the temperature here. Then second one is gas thermometers. See, suppose if I want to measure the temperature of molten steel. See, molten steel temperatures will be very high. We can't use these normal thermometers like mercury or alcohol thermometers. So as a result of that, we need to go for gas thermometers. We need to fill a gas in a bulb and go and place it near the furnace in which this molten steel is present, or ladle in which this molten steel is present. So based on the variation in the properties of the gas, we will be able to measure the temperature of that particular substance. So here these gas thermometers are classified into two types. One is constant volume gas thermometer. The second one is constant pressure gas thermometer. So when it comes to this constant volume gas thermometer, so the thermometric property by which we measure temperature is pressure. See, we know that when when volume is kept constant, pressure is directly proportional to temperature. So when we take constant volume gas thermometer, with the variation in the pressure of the gas that is placed near the ladle, the temperature will be measured. Whereas when you take constant pressure gas thermometer, the thermometric property by which you measure temperature is volume. So constant pressure gas thermometer, volume is the thermometric property, because when pressure is kept constant, volume is directly proportional to temperature. Based on that, we will use. Now there is another instrument called thermocouple. So we usually see that when there are a hot junction and cold junction, in order to measure the temperature difference between the hot junction and cold junction, we will be using thermocouples. See, the thermometric property by which we will be able to measure the temperature difference is the electromotive force, EMF. When it comes to electrical resistance thermometers, these are another type of thermometers. So these electrical resistance thermometers are majorly used if you take high transmission lines and all. The amount of temperature that is liberated there can be measured by using these electrical resistance thermometers. So as the name indicates, based on the resistance offered, we will be able to measure the temperature. Then suppose in order to measure very high temperatures, we can't use these thermometers or devices. Then we should go for some devices called pyrometers. So these pyrometers are the devices in which, based on the intensity of radiation, we will be able to measure the temperature. So based on the intensity of radiation, I or J you can call, so based on this we will be able to measure the temperatures. So these pyrometers are of different types, like optical pyrometers we can come across. So these are the devices which are used for measuring very high temperatures.